Hello guys. Okay, let me explain how the body maintains stability. Our body constantly tries to keep internal conditions stable. This is called homeostasis. To achieve this, it uses control systems. And there are three types of control systems: positive feedback, negative feedback, and feed forward. Let's talk about feedback control systems. In feedback control systems, the output of a process goes back and influences the system that produced it. Hear me again. In feedback systems, the output of a process goes back and influences the system that produced it. So, in positive feedback, the response increases or amplifies the original stimulus. So instead of stopping the process, it pushes it further. That's why it's often called a vicious cycle. Why called vicious cycle? Because once it starts, it keeps increasing in the same direction until some external factor stops it. And what's the effect on body? This positive feedback destabilizes the system. That means it moves away from the equilibrium. If we see some examples, the blood clotting cascade. So, what happens exactly in this blood clotting? When a person got injury, then the platelets stick, which releases chemicals. These chemicals attract more platelets. These more platelets release more chemicals. These more chemicals again leads to more platelets. So this continues until the clot forms, and the amplification ensures rapid clot formation to prevent the blood loss. And if you see the estrogen LH surge ovulation, then estrogen rises during the follicular phase actually. When high estrogen stimulates the pituitary to release the LH, and the LH surge causes the ovulation. Estrogen stimulates LH, LH increases estrogen. This cycle builds, and the positive feedback ensures ovulation happens strongly and at the right time. And the third one is the uterine contractions during labor, which is the Ferguson reflex. So, what happens here? When a baby's head presses the cervix, the cervical stretch releases the oxytocin release. Oxytocin released due to cervical stretch. Now the oxytocin leads to stronger contractions again, and the stronger contractions will leads to more stretch. The more stretch leads to more oxytocin. So this loop continues until the delivery occurs. And then we'll see about the lactation, that is suckling reflex. So baby suckles the nipple, the nerve signals leads to oxytocin release. The oxytocin leads to milk ejection. The milk flow encourages baby to suck more. The more suckling, more milk release. And we talk about the generation of nerve action potential. So initial depolarization opens the sodium channels, as you guys know, and the sodium influx causes more depolarization. More depolarization opens more sodium channels. So this rapid spike occurs due to self-amplifying loop. And we talk about the sarcoplasmic calcium release via ryanodine receptors in cardiac muscle. When the small calcium entry triggers the ryanodine receptors, these release large amounts of calcium from sarcoplasmic reticulum. The released calcium triggers more release again. So this ensures strong contraction of heart muscles. So the key concept here is positive feedback is usually harmful unless tightly controlled and temporary. So the positive feedback is very dangerous if uncontrolled. So the body uses it only in special situations that require rapid, powerful response. Let's talk about negative feedback. So the negative feedback is the opposite. The response reduces or opposes the stimulus. So instead of amplifying change, it brings things back to normal. So what is the effect here? The effect is this stabilizes the system, it maintains homeostasis. And let's see the examples. Thyroid hormone axis. So what happens in thyroid hormone axis? The hypothalamus, which releases TRH, and the pituitary, which releases TSH, and the thyroid, which releases T3, T4. When T3, T4 increases, they inhibit the hypothalamus and pituitary.